What's up, everyone? How you guys doing? It is Saturday right now, and that means the Independent Ryderz are on, baby. We're going to be talking about living off that motorcycle, kind of like Scooter Tramp Scotty does. You know, every biker's dream. Adam Sandoval actually did it as well. Hopefully you guys are having a good Saturday night. You're a bunch of losers just like us home on a Saturday night. Either that, we're just getting too damn old right now. But we got good news, good news. Tuesday, according to the programmer, we have been submitted for our Roku channel to become live at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to have a lot of different stuff over there, having some fun. You'll be able to catch the reruns of this one over there as well as the Morning Hoot. So here we go. We're going to bring on our panel today and talk about this business. We got Greg. We got Bedlam. I got to add Dark Soul there, man. He might have just come out. We got Dark Soul, J-Man, Graystar. If you guys got a channel here on YouTube in the comment section, you can actually put your channel in there. We like promoting channels. Thanks for all the congratulations. So these are Throttle Club members. The permanent panel is Dark Soul, J-Man, Graystar, and Bedlam. And then we got Greg coming in here. Everybody's got their beers. It's a party on Insane Throttle right now. How are you doing, Greg?
I'm doing good. How's everybody doing out there tonight?
Hopefully doing good. Hopefully getting some poontang, man. What up, Bedlam?
Doing good, doing good. Keeping it real.
Good. You heard that little laugh. That's China Doll. She's on the headset over there as well. I have to have some kind of women on this thing, because we're all ugly. How you doing, China?
I'm good.
That's good. Dark Soul, what's up, my man?
Hello, Hollywood. Hello, Bedlam, Greg, J-Man, Graystar. Hello, China.
J-Man is in the house. He has his own channel as well as on YouTube. Check him out. Then we got Graystar. He's a freaking fan. You know what? I'm not in the pro anymore, but I love my college football. So we're going to start out this discussion. It was a funny thing because what happens is we go on Discord and the guys put together the topics. I'm basically like the moderator here. And they put the topics, and they came up with Independent Ryderz living off that motorcycle, man. Just the motorcycle, kind of like Scooter Tramp Scotty does. And you know what? That is like heaven right there, if you ask me. But Bedlam, what is your thoughts on this subject?
It's heaven if you can do it and afford it. Or either, I mean, yeah, you would have to know your bike ins and outs, and yeah, for traveling wise. But as far as that, seeing the country, hell, I'd be all over it.
All over it, just drop it and go, huh, Dark Soul? What do you're a truck driver, so you got to see a lot of the country.
Yeah,
I know from the interstate. A lot of truck drivers, though, they have this dream of just owning their own truck, working for themselves, not having any roots to worry about going back on. But how would that translate into taking a motorcycle on that kind of journey?
It would be phenomenal. Matter of fact, that's in my plans. As soon as I hang up the truck driving, the bike will be loaded up and be hitting out on the road. Just like some of these other people that did before us. It'll be heaven, man. You get with the 18-wheeler, you're limited to where you can go. And on the bike, the sky is the limit. Pick a road and go.
Pick a road and go. J-Man, is that something you would get into, or what concerns would you have? Would you be able to do what Scooter Tramp Scotty did, just give it all up and go?
I would love to, but the giving it up part is where I just got too much to give up. What can I say? But I do take a couple trips a year, try to get out and stay a weekend somewhere, come back. go back to work Monday, and then we take a week, go to Ohio Bike Week, spend the whole week camping up there.
So it ain't for everybody, is it, Gray Star?
No, it's not. Lately though, the last probably 10 years, it's been a phenomenon of people selling their sticks and bricks, so they call them, and take on the road with an RV. Doing it on a motorcycle is completely new to me, and I've been doing some research this week on it, and I'm very, very intrigued. It looks really cool.
Well, Bedlam, they bring up RVs. If you go on YouTube, you can actually see a lot of these people. They sell all their possessions, they move into vans, or they do move in the RVs. What do you think is that draw? Do you think it's financial, or they're looking for adventure?
I think it's both. I mean, as far being in sticks and bricks, like Gray Star said, you're stuck in one place and you're limited. As far as being in an RV, going van life, you got more options, and it's going to be harder for traveling wise and money wise. But, if you know how to save and get your expenditures under control, anybody can probably do it. So it's that simple. That's the way I look at it. I mean, I'd love to just live off my bike, but, I got other responsibilities as far as family. It stops me from doing anything like that.
Right. Now, Greg, I know you're biting at the bit with the question you said you wanted to ask. What's that question you wanted to ask of the panel?
Well, I'll ask that another time, but I want to throw this in. I actually lived off my bike for about 4 months. Back late 90s, mid 90s, after a bad divorce and stuff like that. And that's all I had. And living here in Northern Illinois, just like you and stuff. And it was friends and family to help me out, but I just, had a tent and this and that. But I ran out of money, and friends and true friends helped me out, and got a new job and and it's all been good since. But to go to that question that you're striving at, if you have to live off your bike and give up all your stuffs or sell your house and this and that or lose your house, what is the one thing that you would keep on you? I mean, if you had to sell your pictures and stuff like Adam did stuff, what is the one thing you would keep on you to travel?
I would, you know what? I guess I would have to say my China doll. I guess I couldn't leave her behind because, hard days of work, of riding and all that type of stuff. Sometimes a guy just has to blow a little bit, and it's like,
you're talking about blow and goes down the road. I'm talking about women and stuff. I'm talking about a knife. Mine was. And I got tons of pocket knives. All his bikers always carried knives, stuff like that. It was my grandfather's pocket knife. I always kept it with me to this day.
Mine would be my AR-15 and my 9mm because you're gonna need them.
Oh, you're gonna need them, especially out west, man, where you got all kinds of weird animals out there. You know what? Just a funny story. What is with kids these days, guys? I have a headache, and I'm going to discuss this on Monday. These kids are so book smart. Somebody, I'm backfeeding. You guys got to turn off if you're watching in YouTube.
Not me.
You got to turn down your volume. Backfeed. All right. Here we go. Anyway, they're supposed to be book smart. And yesterday, she calls crying and whining, freaking out that her cat killed a mouse. We had to hear this for 5 hours last night. What has happened to kids? That's all I have to say. But going back to the question, Dark Soul, that's what I live with women. What wouldn't you want to give up?
What would I give up?
No, what wouldn't you want to give up? What wouldn't you want to give up, Dark Soul?
I would pack the most I could on that bike to make to survive. Pictures, stuff like that as far as memories wise. Being in a truck, you give up a lot already. I wouldn't really give up. I'll put my house up for rent. Try to make some type of money while I'm out there.
So you wouldn't give it all up, kind of like Scooter Tramp Scotty did or Adam Sandoval?
Nah, not all of it. I got to make some kind of income to provide, to pay for the gas, breakdowns, and stuff like that. I mean, why sell my house when I could put it out for rent, and subsidize a little bit? I mean, there's jobs out there you can do online. Look at what the COVID did. It put a lot of people at home. They could work from a computer. It opened up a whole brand of jobs like Gray Star. Work from home. Only got to walk 5 feet from around the corner to a little
don't
office.
Don't hate the player. Hate the game, man.
I have a question.
Well, J Man's chomping right now. What do you got, Jay?
I was just gonna say, did Adam really give everything up? Because I mean, he's got so much more now than he ever thought about having. You know what I mean?
Right.
I agree with that.
Well, Adam was he was a big CEO of a company and stuff. And I talked to him a few times about it, years ago and stuff. So he had tons of money. He had a big house, swimming pool stuff. But I never asked him this. If you guys ever notice, and that's one thing I'd ask him next time I talk to him, if you look at some of his license plates on his bike, they're still registered in Florida. Even though he was born and raised in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And that's where his dad still lives. And all of your mail you
actually went to the world breaking thing, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I was part of it, and I got a plaque and everything and stuff. I was part of that and the world record breaking thing, and it was a great time, great party, and his party's getting bigger and bigger. And I didn't go this year because of COVID, and I had that shoulder surgery done. But yeah, but his campground, I tell you what, is a very nice biker campground.
Rock and roll, man.
That's what
it's not family or he's got the river and stuff. You can canoe and swim and stuff like that, but ain't no fancy swimming pools and shit like that. You want to go to a good biker outing, go to his party every October. It's getting bigger and bigger. It's not exploded and stuff like Sturgis, stuff like that. There's 1,000 bikers and stuff like that. It's a great time.
Rock on. Hey, check your guys' phone, man, because I'm back into it. Make sure your phones are all turned down, that you're not listening to the show.
I turned mine off.
I'm just saying because I'm back feeding.
It's not me because I muted the phone.
Well, no, now it's better. So hopefully, whoever turned it off. Anyway,
just blame Graystar.
Just blame Graystar. He did it on his own, man.
Yeah.
He's probably sitting there with no pants on.
I think what Adam did was actually a good business decision on his part, even though he was probably scared as hell to do it in the beginning. He really turned out good on that one.
From what I understand, Adam was kind of forced into doing this thing, wasn't he? Like,
no,
a woman divorced him or something like that.
No, he divorced her, and it was a very bad divorce too.
Yeah, okay.
Because she kept spending his money and stuff, and this and that. And he kept having he had some big people come to his house, football players, stuff like that, swimming in his pools and this and that. He just got kind of tired of it.
Right.
We didn't know him back then, but he was somebody that was big, and of course, because he was a CEO of a company that built all this shit for the Olympics and stuff like that.
What do you think?
That is what he did, but that's what he did.
Right.
What do you
think personally? What
do you think, J-Man, about how Adam started out?
What he started out doing by riding for the vets was very commendable.
Sure.
But he kind of got a little far out there with some stuff he was doing, so I quit watching him. I haven't watched him honestly since everybody started talking about the K River campground thing again this year, October. I watched that a couple weeks ago, but that was it. I haven't watched him.
What do you mean he got out there doing the other stuff that had you to stop watching the channel?
Well, he wasn't. He was in his Jeep. He was doing more things with the building the houses and stuff, and it just wasn't for me. I would much rather watch the motorcycle journey than anything else. Go ahead.
Hold on, Greg. Dark Soul, your thoughts?
I've been following him for a long time. What he did for the vets, not to mention that campground. It's free to the vets. Free. You got a place to stay if you need to be. I commend him on his adventures and what he's done. He's a fun guy. I'm gonna make a trip out there to meet him one day. It's one on my bucket list. He's done a great job, phenomenal job for what he's done. I commend him big time.
Hey, Bedlam, if you had a chance, like we're talking about, just to live off your bike, what routes would you take?
My first route would be 66. I would ride 66 all the way down south, up California. That's me. And then back up, probably up north through Oregon, and then hit Canada. Just make my way around. I mean, I wouldn't
make a big
unless I actually sat down and planned it out. But just off the top of my head, I always wanted to hit 66 and go to Cali.
Right. What kind of trips you got around you, Graystar? You live out west, and that's a mecca for motorcycles. But it's also a place where you go 100 or 200 miles between gas stations too, if you're not planning right.
That's right. I believe Wild on Twos was just talking about that, or was it Shaggy? One of the two was talking about on I-70 in Utah. Took like 100 miles between gas stations, so that's common out here. To answer Bedlam's question, though, I was watching that Two Wheels Better Life today, and they made a comment saying that they are chasing 70-degree weather. So I think if I had the chance to do it, I think that's what I would do as well.
Sure the hell wouldn't be in Chicago right now or Northern Illinois. It's freezing out here.
Exactly.
Yeah, you would have to plan your route accordingly, though, man. I mean, if you're going in the spring, you're going to go north. If winter's coming in, you're going to go south.
I know Scooter Tramp Scotty. He goes to Mexico most of the time during the winter, doesn't he?
Yeah, every year now he does. So yeah. I'm an avid video watcher of Scooter Tramps. So I've been watching him for quite a while.
Does he own property in Mexico?
No.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
He can't. He camps just like he does up here.
Okay.
Yep.
But he's been around. He's been doing it for 25 years or whatever, and he's been going down there. So he's learned to know people. And this and that, and I know when he goes through Mississippi and stuff, and he looks for them, abandoned houses. I said, you know what? You come to my old family property and camp, you get shot if you don't have permission.
Right. Hey, Dark. So, what kind of motorcycle do you think people would take off on to do something like this?
It'll be a Gold Wing or like with my bike, mostly your touring bikes. For the long haul. But I've seen guys take a freaking bobber and, make the trip, or a Honda Shadow and, take the trip and make do with it. I got to commend to Chris and her husband. 3 years ago, they sold everything and loaded up on the bike. They got a YouTube channel, and I followed them from the very beginning. They started, and they work it, and they met a lot of people along the way. They're a great couple to watch. Two Wheels on Big Life, and they've been doing it. And you watch them when they just started out with all they had was a tent with their two bikes, and then now they got a one of those campers they pull behind. You know, it folds out to a big old tent and stuff. And they last time they went through Sturgis, just after Sturgis was done. They're in Montana right now, my understanding. They're going to start heading south, because of the coldness.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, man, it sounds like that it takes a special kind of person to do what some of these people are doing. Scooter Tramp's been on there over, 25 years on the road or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he started out in construction and roofing, and then went on the road and started motorcycle mechanicking and doing the rallies, and which is extremely smart way to do it. Just travel with the rallies, make your money, and get tires when you need them, brakes when you need them. I think he's living the awesome life.
It seems like he is. I just wonder, Bedlam, how long it took him to get used to it. It must have been a shock to his system starting out.
No, from what I've watched, it took him quite a while because for Scooter Tramp, because what he said he'd do is he would go out every weekend and then make it further and further and further, longer and longer time out. So it took him time, and then eventually he just said hell with it and then sold everything off and stayed gone. And I got one thing to say, Dark Soul. I don't want to be your renter. Because if my landlord's not around to fix shit,
right?
I don't want to rent from you.
Hey, they got that service, man. They take care of all that and all that. You just collect a paycheck, Just have to property.
You keep telling yourself that, buddy. You keep telling yourself that.
Well, Graystar, I would have to think this is a singles guy type of game. Of course, you did bring up Dark Soul about the couple doing it. I think it'd be hard to get a girl on board with you to do this type of life.
I disagree. My wife and I have
been
talking about doing it for probably the last 3.5 years. We've been talking about doing it, not on a motorcycle, in an RV. But like I said, that's new to me, and now I'm gonna have to have a little chit chat with her because, yeah.
These days, if you can afford a big RV like a toy wagon, so you can put the bike in the back, that's the way to go. I mean, like me, my daughter's grown and gone and stuff like that. But most people, they got kids, and you got to worry about money to take care of them, insurance and stuff like that. How do you do that? Even the Scooter Tramp Scotty, okay, he might have a Facebook thing or where the money goes, but how do you collect that money? How do you pay the insurance on that bike and stuff like that? You get on your phone and say, hey, there's $500, for my insurance on my bike. I don't know.
Well,
how's that work?
Like Dark Soul said, you got the internet, you can work from home. So working from home, as long as you got a connection, I can actually go get on my bike right now, ride out to Oklahoma to K River, and I could probably work from there.
Well, my wife pays all our bills, everything online through our bank.
Just do it
on mortgage, gas, electric, all that, and she put it through our bank. So the bank is responsible for putting it out. She just tells them what to pay. Instead of because a lot of people, I don't want to do online stuff because you can get screwed stuff. The bank is responsible now for that money going in or out. But she goes right to the bank.
That's if you're keeping your house.
Stepping on each other. J-Man, what were you saying?
Well, a lot of those people that are living like that, they pay it, like you said, online. And if you notice, they have you always have a main where you're going, your main address, I should say. and his is in I believe South Dakota. If you look at his bike, he's got a South Dakota license plate. So his main address is in South Dakota, and that's how he would pay his insurance. Same way you would.
Well, you know what's interesting is I got China Doll sitting over here.
No shit.
What would be your thoughts if I just said, you know what, let's sell it all and let's hit the road?
Yeah, right.
Okay, ship our son and the dogs up to the daughter, and let's get the hell out of Dodge.
Well, you say it now, but
I'm gonna be broke as a joke. Whatever.
Well,
it's fine.
You say
I got
it's
ways
fine.
of making money.
This is coming from somebody who refuses to even move out of the state.
That's because every time you say let's move out of the state, you say Florida.
But at the same time, you want to go to different other states.
Arizona.
Right, guys? It doesn't make sense, and I don't think she'd be able to do it. Am I right, Dark Soul?
China be able to do it. I don't think you would be able to do it, Hollywood. You have a stroke just what they eat.
Well, next year, me and my wife, because we haven't had a vacation in years because of COVID shit. Next year, we're taking 2 weeks, borrowing our friend's camper, and we're gonna go east to west. I love Arkansas. I want to go to Arkansas, not eastern Arkansas, western Arkansas. I love Arkansas, and I'm struggling. I want to move there.
Can I
But
say
she wants to see Eastern Kentucky, Eastern Tennessee, which I've been there, and that's a great area too. You know,
Hold on, Greg. What's up,
peaks and travel around and fill these areas out to see, hey, where we're going to retire at in the next 5 years.
Right.
Go ahead, Grace.
Here's one thing I've been thinking about, though. With the way the economy is nowadays, the problem is you sell your house and you go out and do this, and you find out it's not for you, so you start looking for another house. You're kind of screwed.
That's why Dark Soul wants to keep his house.
Yeah.
He's
Well, you also got to think about when I'm traveling around looking, I'm not looking at the area. I mean, I look at the area and this and that. I'm thinking about taxes. And once I retire, like Tennessee and stuff, Eastern Tennessee and Kentucky, you're going to pay that 1 year being a new member there. And the next year, you don't pay taxes. You know, that's how that works. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Why not just stay? Why not just stay on the bike and not pay taxes at all?
There you go.
I mean, the only thing you're going to do is pay your insurance for your bike and your gas and the food. That's it.
I damn near want to kill my wife now, and she's 1,000 feet away. Imagine her behind me, a foot. Come on.
All right, we're going to move on to our next segment, and that is J-Man. He's going to be talking about some motorcycles. What's up, J-Man?
I said, I don't know. We checked out the BMW and the Africa Twin and the Harley Pan Am, and we just wanted to give our thoughts on it.
Now, the Pan Am, you're looking at a motorcycle that's really hot right now, especially among Harley riders. All right, I'm back feeding again, guys.
Yeah,
Guys,
turn it off.
Phone's off.
It ain't me.
Ain't me.
Gray Star, pull your mic away. It has to be that blue, that snow. Can you hear me now? Yeah, it's that blue snowball.
Yeah, that's clear.
Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
Anyway, the Pan Am, that is the new off-road motorcycle that everybody is really into. And you looked at some comparables, J-Man, and the rest of the guys, Dark Soul and Bedlam and all that. What do you got?
Well, it's got the Pan Am's got 150 horsepower, and as Graystar was saying earlier before the show, it's only got a 32-inch seat height. You can get it adjustable to where it's 32 inches. You can ride it, Graystar. Go test drive them. They started about 17 grand, and that's with none of the bells and buttons and whistles. They produce 150 horsepower and 94 foot-pounds of torque. So Ain't too bad off road, but if you're going to get into which the $1 Million Bogan guy did, he tried to do some hill climbing with it, and the traction control you cannot shut off, and would not let him climb a hill.
Really?
Yes.
I think you can turn it off. I thought
He could not get it to turn on.
That'll be in next year's model.
Yeah.
and I thought too on that Pan Am, because the seat height is so high, it will lower when you come to a stop.
It does. Suspension lowers, yeah.
I don't know.
Automatically.
I wonder how Dark Soul would look on one of them Pan Ams.
A big old fat lure on it.
Hey, you know what? His big ass tent and shower he had, I don't think it'll fit on the back of that Pan Am.
I think the suspension would stay low with him on it.
Trying to say, oh hell no, I ain't raising. No, it ain't happening.
He'd have a Pan Am strapped on the back of his bike with his tent and all that.
Hey, J-Man, do you think BMW wipes it out?
I do, just because of the experience they got. They've been building the bike for 40 years, 1980s. So
Yeah.
1250. It's not got as much horsepower, but it's got more torque. It's a little bit more expensive. It was 21,000 at the one I was looking at.
No, the horsepower for the BMW is still higher than the Pan Am. The Pan Am don't only catches up in horsepower when it hits fourth gear.
Well, I got 138 horsepower and 105 pounds of torque. So, in the one I was
For the BMW? Or are you talking about for the Pan Am?
But what about ride control and handling to the African Twin? The African Twin, you guys ain't mentioned that one.
Well, that
I'm
was
not a Honda fan, but
African Twin.
that's a hell of a bike in those conditions.
If you're insane.
But as far as
Go ahead,
horsepower and torque, it is on the lowest band out of all the segments.
it's only 1,000 cc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's given up. It's given up.
Was it like 101 horsepower?
Yeah, it's given up 8 inches, and it's only. Let's see what the horsepower was.
J-Man's on top of it all.
Damn, I ain't got the horsepower number. What the hell? Go figure.
Out of all of them,
It's 600 than the Pan Am. It's 35 inches.
I'd like to see the Pan Am, the Honda Twin, and the BMW put the road course tires on them. What do they call that model? New road courses or whatever, and see who really pulls out of that. Because you're talking off-road riding.
That's why
No, me, I'm going BMW, KTM, and the Triumph series, because the bigger bikes, with the bigger CCs, I'm a big guy, and it's all going to be personal preference. A bigger guy is going to want bigger CCs. That's all it goes down to. Who the hell wants a small CC bike? That's like riding a mini bike.
And what do they call that, Bedlam? I forget. It's not the road. I mean, you do a road race, and it's another class.
Supermoto?
Yeah, Supermoto. It's like a dirt bike, but you put the, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Gray Star, go ahead.
I was checking out that the BMW 1250 today, and did you know that it averages 200 miles to a tank? I don't think the Pan Am could compare to that.
No. See, that's the thing I was looking at too, Gray, is that the two newer bikes, Harley Davidson, that Sportster S and that Pan Am, they do not have great gas mileage at all.
No.
And I want a fuel tank. I want to be able to go and keep going for a while. I don't want to have to keep filling up every other hour. You know.
Like
Hey,
what
Doug,
Howard
so-
said earlier, I'm out in Utah. We got 150 miles in between gas stations sometimes.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug,
So that bike could do you no good.
got a question for Dark Soul. You got the bagger. Would you ever think about getting rid of it for a BMW comparable?
Hmm.
It crossed my mind, but nah. I mean, I like my bagger. I hate to say it, but as far as mileage wise and everything, the BMW hands down, has the longest range that goes out there. I mean, the beauty of those bikes, you kind of get, you say you get over to the Ozarks, like Greg was talking about there in Arkansas. I mean, you're going down the road, next thing you see a dirt road off the side, and hey, you can take it.
Hey, the Pan Am gets 46 miles to the gallon, and
With a 3-gallon tank.
the BMW holds less gas. It only holds 5 gallons of gas, but it does get 200 miles to the tank.
Here's the big thing about the Pan Am. I'm putting this out there. You got to realize this just came out. I would at least wait 2 years before all the kinks are out of it.
That's true too.
Well, I got one thing to say about that. All right, now that Harley Davidson is coming out with adventure bikes, okay, and now you got all the old guys that have been in adventure bike series for quite a while. Do you think they're not going to try to up their game? There's a question for you.
Oh yeah,
They're going to try to make the best bike.
To riding anymore. I mean, it will for a little bit, but not that much. But I'm gonna go real quick, change a little bit. Dark Soul talking about BMWs. An old friend of mine, old club member, still to this day has a Harley, but he bought a BMW touring bike. I can't remember what series it is, whatever, something like that. And you talking about, and I took that thing for a ride. You talking about a smooth ass touring bike? That thing was smooth.
That's just shaft drive. That's shaft drive right there.
Right. It's shaft drive, this and that. I put the things in corners and stuff. And I couldn't believe how smooth that thing was.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to Shaggy's in the house. What's up, Shaggy? He had a 68 body chopped.
Hey, Shaggy.
Hello, Shaggy.
You know what? It was actually, I believe it was actually Sonny Barger himself said that if he could go back, he would have got a BMW because Harleys weren't that high on his list.
Oh, way back in the day, nobody wanted a BMW because they were kind of high end, expensive, but they rode better and reliability and stuff like that was better than a Harley.
Mm. Oh, back then, no, Harleys were terrible.
Oh,
Ray, we can't hear you.
BMW is a German bike. Then we have all the Jap bikes, hence why we Americans end up having to ride Harleys to be in a club. Well, if that crap didn't happen over in World War II, do you really think we'd all be riding Harleys now?
You know what? That is actually a good question.
I know, because I thought about, before I got my Harley, I actually was tempted to get a Triumph or a BMW.
I double dog dare you. Right now.
What? I was tempted.
So Harley is the first ones to come up with that technology where the suspension lowers at a stoplight. So Bedlam, to your point earlier, yeah, the other makers are going to start doing their thing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's going to be even harder to keep up with the game.
Are we sure on that one?
Hollywood.
Gray Star?
Yeah, they are.
Hold on, Greg.
I know with the Pan Am it lowers and stuff and other stuff, but you think they would, German would have done that first or something like
They've
that.
already got a new model coming out.
Hey, come on, stoplight, it lowers.
All right, guys, we're stepping on each other. We're live here. We're not on Discord. Dark Soul, he had a good point. World War II, if it never happened, do you think Harley would have the name it does today if it wasn't for the old boys pushing that?
No.
No, no, that wouldn't. You would think about it. You got to look back at the history on that. It was Indian versus Harley Davidson as far as the American bike went, and reason why Harley got so big is because the contract it made with the military, and say basically, hey, we'll teach your boys how to fix it while you're out there in the field, free of charge. And so when everybody came back home, they already took Harleys and was able to chop them up, make them what they are. And the dirt races were very popular back then. They still are today. If you can get out there and find them. That's the reason why Harley basically got the deal. The whole purpose of not having a Jap bike was because of the wars in the German bike. But like I said, with Bedlam and everything, but my second bike will probably be a Triumph.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
what about
you? Japanese didn't have a bike back then. It was always, it was Harley, Indian, and the BSAs and the Triumphs,
What about you, Bedlam? What would be your second one? Me, I love my Boulevard as a backup. I do got the Dyna. I am looking for a Gold Wing, stuff like that. But if you had a chance, what would you go for?
Are you talking adventure bike or just something else in general?
Any bike in general.
I want to replace my Softail. Because my Softail Deluxe, man, that was a sweet ride. I'd rather replace that. I love that bike to death.
Replace it with what?
Yeah.
A Softail?
Yeah. I would replace the current Street Glide I have with a Softail again. Because I love that bike.
What year?
I had a 2009 Softail. Yeah. Yep.
Shaggy,
I love that bike to death.
Shaggy,
you buy a new one, it's a Softail.
Shaggy just put in here. It was World War I that Harley got its name because Indian couldn't meet the demands the military needed.
There you go.
Yep.
World War I, man,
right.
really back in time then.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when they were basically
1918 or something like that. Yeah.
Harley Davidson wouldn't be here anymore unless Ronald Reagan did what he did back in the 80s.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And
the big
we wouldn't be talking about the Pan American if Italy would have kept going with Harley on their adventure bike they had back in the day in the 70s.
The AMGs, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, Armagottis and stuff like that. And he put that big old tax hikes on them.
Yep. 23%.
Look at Harley right now. Harley is dodging the tariffs right now. They just shut down their plant in China and moving it over to Taiwan. So,
Yeah, but the Taiwan stuff, ain't that for the Asian market?
Nah, you gotta look at it. If you look on your bike and stuff, that's some of the stuff.
You don't have an American-made part on a Harley.
Even back then,
Again, that's why I ride a Victory.
Since Shaggy is listening, what is his answer? Since I can't read the comments and stuff. If I depart from this deal, I wouldn't be able. I think know what Shaggy would, what bike he would go to.
Thanks for that, Kokomo. I really appreciate that.
Hey, Kokomo.
What's up, Kokomo?
Kokomo.
While we're waiting for Shaggy's answer,
Shaggy's answer was BMW all the way.
There you go.
Yep.
There we go.
Rock and roll, man.
You can't deny 200 miles of tank. You just can't.
Well, 200 miles of tank, 40 years, 40 years in the business. There, that's all it is right there. It's all about how many years you got in on the series that you're making.
But now BMW's got to come up with that lowered suspension at a stoplight, and then short guys like me can drive.
Hey,
That's
hey,
like,
I pulled a
why
bike
you
one
trying
time.
to get in the space age tech, man?
Hey, I pulled up behind this bike one time, and I swear to God, these wheels came out of the saddlebags and held the bike there. The guy was a paraplegic, or from the waist down, and he was sitting at the red light. And as soon as it took off, the wheels came back up into the back of the bag. So I mean, anything is possible.
That's cool.
Shaggy says not just that, they are a zero tolerance engine. The performance is second to none.
There you
I
go.
have-
You can't argue with that.
I can't argue with it all.
Rock on. Well, we're at 45 minutes, guys. That was a great discussion. Good show right there. Remember, next Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we get going, as well as the pregame show. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. That's going to be over on Wild on 2's channel. Also, the round table is going to be a pretty good one tomorrow. We're going to be talking about culture vultures on that one. So it's going to be a fun one. We're going to go around the table for final thoughts. Gray, start with you.
My final thoughts are definitely do BMW. I would definitely take a chance if I could financially to travel the country on the motorcycle. And for next week, I would challenge our audience to possibly send you emails, Hollywood, to give us some things maybe they'd like to hear us discuss.
Rock on, man. What about you, Jay, man?
Well, if I was going to give up everything and go live off the bike, I'd probably go with the BMW just because I could go anywhere.
Rock on, Darso.
My plan is actually to do it. As soon as the grandkids get a little
Somebody's
older,
mic is dragging. Go ahead.
I'm definitely planning on doing it, at least for a few years. Be able to explore some of the places I could get with my rig. So, the Black Hills, the Ozarks. There's a lot of places in the United States and places in Canada, want to go see. And eventually make the trip up to Alaska.
Rock and roll, man. Rock and roll. Bellum.
Well, let me just say, I'd love to, if I ever get a chance, or when I get a chance to retire in 15 years, I'm definitely going. I've already got my trailer built, so I'm good. So all I got to do is pack the 500 pounds I need in it and go. But anyway, as far as that goes, within 15 years, hopefully I get to do the same after I retire. Me, and wife, what have you. But but I'm going to keep my Harley until I burn it out. But as far as these adventure bikes, if I was going to go with one, it would either be the BMW, the Triumph, or a KTM in my personal perspective, because those are the bigger bikes for bigger CCs. And there's only one other one out there. I can't remember the name of it offhand. That has a 1300 cc bike. But those three, it would probably be one of those three if I ever did the adventure stuff. So there you
Rock
go.
on. And our guest, Greg, thanks for being on, man. It was a good show today. Good conversation about living off that motorcycle.
Well, thank you for letting me be on. And I'm gonna add on to everybody else's thing. I don't care if it's one day, 1 week, or a year living on your bike. Just get out there and ride. Pack that 10 out of the bag, bitch, and just go. I don't care if it's just a weekend trip or whatever. Not everybody can just live off their bike. I'm gonna live on my Harley because I know if it breaks down, I can fix it, or there's dealers close by or whatever stuff. It's a little tougher on some of the other models, but just get out there and ride. I mean, if you have nothing to do, and you're just sitting around, just I don't care if it's a
Go.
50-mile ride or if it's a 500-mile ride, a weekend. Just go. Don't even have a destination. Take your map out. Look and say, you know what? I want to go see, Dubuque, Iowa. Just go, and then you will find a campsite or something like that, Just enjoy the ride.
Rock on, man. That's good words from the panel. Don't forget to check us out tomorrow on the pregame show. That's going to be on Wild on Two's channel. Again, that's going to be a good one. Then the round table over on Black Dragon's channel. That one should be a hoot. And talking about the hoot, 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday over on the radio. And come Tuesday to Rocco channel. Hopefully he's going to be going on. I'm outie. Thanks for joining us.
Cool.